What's going on, guys? It is your boy Cash, and we're here today in Pokemon Sword and Shield, specifically with the sword. We ain't blocking shit. I was asked specifically on how to make... You can tell I'm new to this. I was asked specifically on how to make competitive Pokemon. Someone wanted me specifically to talk about the EV training, but I said, yo, screw it. The game's been out for almost, well, not almost, but longer than a week. So a lot of guides are already out, and I think the guides hit on every individual aspect of the game. What I wanted to do is give you guys one video, bam, one video, and you will be good to go. How to take a Pokemon from zero to hero, how to take a Pokemon that is literally hatched from an egg, fresh caught, in the box. I want to make that Pokemon the next competitive Pokemon. So there's going to be a couple steps, and I'm going to go through them as much as I can, and hopefully get you guys on the path to making competitive Pokemon so you guys can start playing in ranked mode. And I actually need to do this myself. I'm not like super ahead of the game. You can check out, this is a Gyarados that I caught. It's a Moxie Gyarados, as you can see. I actually caught it with 4 perfect IVs, and we're going to go into all of that. All that's going to be exposed. All right, so let's start from the beginning. Now the first step is going to sound pretty easy, kind of stupid. I probably shouldn't mention it, but I think I should. First step is deciding on the Pokemon that you want to make competitive. Now what I like to do is I like to set aside a box specifically for it. This is currently my box. This is where I get a Pokemon once they get the right IVs, once they get the right egg moves or anything of that nature. I will put them in this box 4, and this box 4 is pretty much, these are my competitive Pokemon that I'm going to breed, and then eventually I'm going to make a separate box, probably 9 or 10 of them being done. I'm going to speak on it, and I think everyone that makes Pokemon videos will speak on it. Cerebi is literally, in my opinion, I know that there's others, but it's one of the best ways to go from a Pokemon from start to finish, where to find the Pokemon, what are the moves that I can learn, and all that good stuff. So like I said, I'm going to take a Pokemon from my box and I'm going to make it competitive. So I'm going to make that decision myself right now. The Pokemon that I'm going to be choosing today is going to be this Melodic. Melodic is actually my favorite Pokemon of all time. I master balled this thing. Can you even see it? Yes, if you check the top right, I master balled it as soon as I saw it was in a den. That's how much I love this Pokemon. It has the ability that I want. And how do I know that? Well, let's go over to Cerebi. So here's Melodic's page. Make sure you're on the current gen. I mean, if you're here for Sword and Shield, you wouldn't be here for anything else. And mine has the competitive ability, which is it raises special attack by 2 if its stats get lowered. I really wanted this one, specifically because of what happens in the current thing of Dynamaxing, where certain Dynamax moves lower the ability. I think that it would be a nice cheeky way of getting an instant +2 on attack, special attack. So I thought that that would be really cool to see how that works out in the meta. Now the first thing that I like to do here, like I said, is I selected my Pokemon. I'm gonna go all the way down, boom, straight into egg moves. See if there's any egg moves that I really want. If there's a egg move, remember that you want to get the egg move first. And I will go through a breeding guide. I'll probably do a separate breeding guide because I think that it takes up too much time, if I'm being honest. There's no egg moves that I currently want. I have the ability that I want. So in this game, I'm already 70, that's like 75%. One of the first things you're gonna want to do is go to Winden, and this is definitely post game. You're not gonna make competitive Pokemon in the beginning of the game. It's not gonna happen. And then you're gonna want to come over here to the left, and you want to talk to this lovely lady here. And then you're gonna want to battle, and you want to get at least 6. My thing says 12 because I've been messing around with it a little bit, but once you get 6, they give you the judge function. That's what you're seeing me use here. Once I go to Pokemon, I press R to go to the boxes, and then boom, you can see the bottom right hand corner is view stats, and then eventually a thing will say judge. These are the Pokemon's IVs. Basically, what kind of stats do you want on your Pokemon? And this is just one. There's IVs and there's EVs. As you can see, this Larvitar I caught has 2 perfect IVs, and the 2 perfect IVs that it has is in defense and is in special attack. So if I wanted to use this one, I would probably want HP. I think most people would agree. You want your Pokemon to take as many hits when they do get hit. And then you see special defense as well. You probably want that just in case there is a special attacker out there, and you might want some speed. Different Pokemon are going to want different things. For this Larvitar, you might even want attack. Obviously, we're not talking about that. We're talking about my Melodic. So for my Melodic, even though I caught it with 4 perfect IVs, I definitely want HP and I definitely want special defense. So normally at this point you would start breeding until you get close to what you can get. But in this game, we can actually go over to this person. I'm just gonna back out here. Over here, and they have something called hyper training. Now, as you can see, I can't use it, and I'm a dum-dum because I forgot that you actually have to make your Pokemon level 100 in order for them to do it. I actually did it for my Butterfree. As you can see here, is that my Butterfree is HP attack. It didn't have defense, so I hyper trained it, so now it's technically a 6 IV Pokemon. What we're going to do here is that I am going to make this one also a 6 IV perfect IV up Pokemon by hyper training it. I'm going to level it up to level 100. How am I going to do that in like 2 seconds? Kids, don't you worry. There's a solution for everything. Now, if you've been doing a lot of raids, which is kind of where you get a lot of these good IV Pokemons, if you see that I have 4 IV, 5 IV Pokemon, I actually have a 6 IV Togekiss from just catching Pokemon in the raid battles. And that's kind of where you want. And then eventually you're going to get a ton of these. Every time you kind of win, either you catch or you just defeat and try to catch and then still somehow lose it, you will get these candies. And then these candies, you just go over here, use, and I forgot to bring my melodic, didn't I? Now my melodic is here because I am a professional YouTube PokeTuber, whatever. I'm gonna press to the left and it's gonna pretty much go up to 15. That's how many I need to bring it up to level 100. And boom, I'm done. So if you ever see any raids out there and you know you can do it by yourself, I'm also thinking about making a guide in which I can show you guys the best way to do raids by yourself, because it's kind of a little bit rough out there when they bring in these Magikarps. And let me know if you guys need that, because there's definitely a really way of getting it done easy. Then you're gonna go over to this guy. Now that my melodic is 100, as you can see, it's highlighted. So I'm gonna need HP perfect, and I'm gonna need that special defense perfect. So now it says, would you like to use a bottle cap or a golden bottle cap? If I'm not mistaken, golden just does them all for you, but I only have bottle caps. Now, which is cool to mention is that you actually get bottle caps from raids as well, and then I'll show you the other place to get it. So let's just do the HP and the special defense real quick. Boom, 2 bottle caps, easy. That's it. That was it. Boom. Hyperbolic time chamber works every time. And you can see here now it says hyper trained in HP and special defense. So now we are fine and Gucci on that front. We're not done, kids. Now where you're gonna need to get those bottle caps, as you can see, I'm gonna be running low, especially if I were to do that for that Larvitar that only had 2 perfect IVs. Imagine if I wanted to do all that, I would need a lot of bottle caps. You can get bottle caps from this guy. He is one of the BP shops. He sells it for 25 a pop. So obviously I know you guys, if you're used to this, and if you are new, these are really good items as well. We'll go into that. The choice bands, these are really good competitive items. You're definitely gonna want to pick up these eventually, but you gotta train your Pokemon up first before you want to get into you know, the wider versus the mental versus the power versus the light clay versus, you know, there's a lot of things to consider here. And if you don't have to get bottle caps, you know, if you want to breed, you can just breed. That's a really good option for you. The next thing that I would like to consider is the nature of the Pokemon. Now this is normally also fixed or dealt with within breeding, but like I said, if I just caught a Pokemon and they had really good IVs, because we're going to be doing the raids anyway, and most of the time you guys are going to be looking for Pokemon that might come in a raid, and then boom, you're pretty much halfway done because the IVs are good. You don't really want to breed, you just kind of want to take the Pokemon and go. Get it? You know, bars. Anyway, so this nature is naughty. Now, how do I can see that? I can also look on Cerebi, but luckily this person over here shows me what that means as well. And what I mean by that, by the mints. Now, mints change your nature to a more effective nature that you would like. As we saw that mine was naughty, I have a naughty melodic, which means that the attack is up and the special defense is down, which is terrible. It's probably super trash. Depending on how I want to gear my melodic, as in, and I say gear as in, what do I want as one of the higher stats versus what do I want as the lower stat. Usually the thing that you want lower is something that you're not going to use. So like something like this, you're not going to want to lower your defense. Most of the time people don't want to lower their defense or anything like that. So for a special attacker, which melodic is, you would normally go with modest is a good one. I'm not going to go through each one that's good for what, but you have to make that decision on your own. This is a really good one because ups the special attack and makes the attack go slower or just not as high. So this is really good if you don't want to sacrifice speed or obviously any of the other things. You probably don't want to sacrifice defense. You don't want to sacrifice your special defense. You definitely don't want to sacrifice your speed unless you're doing something specifically for that. I cannot afford the mint currently here, so I will not use it, but if I were to change it, which I am eventually going to, I'm going to change mine to modest. I want my melodic to hit hard. If I feel like my melodic's getting outsped and probably by not much, I would, instead of going modest, I would go with timid. I hope that makes sense to you guys. Unfortunately, I couldn't do the nature, but we got the IVs. Now we need to do EV training. When you're EV training, pretty much what most people do, you don't have to specifically do it this way, but most people max out 2 categories and then you have 1 category that's left over that you can put a little bit into. Now, I could show you guys exactly what that means. The best way to show that is another website, and that is Pokemon Showdown. I know you guys have probably seen a lot of videos of Pokemon Showdown. What's really cool about Pokemon Showdown, you pretty much set up everything from this website. The only reason why I like to use Cerebi first is because it kind of lays out where you can catch the Pokemon, the egg moves. It kind of lays that out a little bit better. But here is the thing that I wanted to show you guys. So the EV spread, right? Now you'll see here it says 252, 252, and then 4. I would probably want HP, special attack, or I could do, let's say if it's a more speed oriented monster, then maybe you go attack and then speed and you skimp out on the HP because you want them to go first. If they don't go first, they die. That's perfectly fine. It happens a lot. So where do you get the EVs in game? You already know what you want. You want HP and special attack. That's what I want. So how do I get it in game? All right, so one way to get your EVs up is going to be going to this Pokemon Center here. This is the Pokemon Center in Windon? Who knows? I'm going the old-fashioned way, the way that I think is the quickest, in my personal opinion. So it's getting the vitamins. And now, as you can see here, HP, attack, defense, special attack, special defense, and then speed. So if you want to use these, they're giving you 10 EVs a pop. You guys remember this? 252 and then 252 and then 4. If you wanted to do that, if we do the mathematicals, it's going to be, you know, 25 at least, right? And then the 2, I'll show you how to get the 2. It won't take you too long, but it's going to be at least 25 of these for one stat. So you do the math, 25 times 10,000 is going to be 250,000, quarter of a mil. So it's going to take you a bit, and then if you want to do another stat, that's going to give you the other quarter, and then you're going to be at half a mil, 500,000. Now that sounds like a lot, but if you've been doing raids, legitimately or illegitimately, you'll have stuff in the treasure here, and you will be able to sell some of this stuff, and you can see that it gives you, you can look on the left what the purchase price is, and you can sell this stuff. Now, as you can see, you might not like the pricing that you're getting here. By all means, do the watt farming. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go look up a video. I'm not gonna do a video on it because half of it kind of messes up the online community, which I'm not a fan of. If you do the watt farming, you'll be able to get a lot of watts, and then you can just buy luxury balls and then sell the luxury balls. Either way, I still think that this is the quickest. If we head on back, every Pokemon that you actually fight will actually give you EVs. So just because we're talking about melodic, right here, effort values, that's what EV stands for, effort values. And if we were to kill a melodic in the wild, which we shouldn't because they're majestic creatures, you will get 2 special defense points. Luckily for us, Cerebi, it actually gives you a nice full detailed place where you can actually find monsters that pop up a lot and will actually give you EVs, usually about 1. So let's look at this for our HP. So Schwavelwelwelwelwit, which the stupid squirrel, is in Route 1 enough time. So let's go there and just check it out. Now here we are. This is Route 1. So as we can see, there's a little squirrel right there. And there he is right there. So theoretically, you would have to kill this guy 252 times. Oh man, which we're not gonna do. There's a way to make it even easier. One is Pokerus. Pokerus is one of the easier ways to spread EVs. If I remember correctly, Pokerus doubles the amount of effort points you get. It'd be really good if you can find it. Unfortunately, Pokerus is very random. It's 100% random. So what you should do is if you can find someone, as you see my friend gave me this one, and I'm gonna let it spread to my box. I was kind of hoping by the time I recorded this video that it would, but it has not. unfortunately, but usually you put it in the box where your other competitive Pokemon are going to be. It will spread, and then you go, once it actually, you see that little icon on the upper right hand corner, it will get that icon. Then you should go at EV train it if you want to do it the battle way. Another way, and I went to the wrong place. It's not here. I forgot. It's in Hammerlock. So you go into the Pokemon Center in Hammerlock and you talk to the league official here, and they will give you these power items. They still cost BP, so that kind of sucks, right? The Destiny Knot is also here. Oh baby. So here you would get all the power items, and as you can see, this one says it's for attack, defense, special attack, special defense, speed, and this one's HP. Now what this does, it adds +8 to each stat that you're trying to do. So if I wanted to make Melodic's HP growth even quicker, I would buy the power weight, put it on Melodic, go fight the stupid squirrel, and then instead of 1 at a time, I'd be getting 9. And then if I had Pokerus on Melodic, then I'd probably get 18. So as you can see, that's 18's a lot better. It's a much higher number than 1. So, and the other way to do it is Mr. ZEUZ Trainer is to actually use Pokejobs. Once you beat the game, you can scroll on down into the Pokejobs, and you can actually do it through here as well. So obviously if you have a bunch of Pokemon, it says you could do up to 10 at a time. You would bring in 10 Pokemon in either HP risen. So let's say I want to do Conkeldurr, Melodic, Rillaboom, Helodisk. Definitely not Helodisk, it's Heliolisk, but we're not going to talk about that. But you do all those Pokemon and they'll come back. I forget exactly how much. I think it says 96 per day. You leave them there for a day, it's 96. Of course you can use the time abuse as well, and then you can skip the day forward on your time, and then it will be done. And that's another quick way. So if you were to ask me, I would never battle. If I would do anything, it would either pay for the vitamins, or I would just do the Pokemon job spam and keep changing the day a day forward, and then you'll be done. Out of all the exploits, I don't mind that one. Even though the watt farming is the same exploit, it just messes up the online. If you're going to do that, make sure that you're offline, that you're not connected to the internet, because it kind of screws over people looking for dens on the internet. Just saying. So me personally, I'm going to use the drug method. We're just going to I'm going to buy 25 of these, 25 of these. So now you can kind of see the EVs here, and we're gonna see what happens once I give her the drug. Really cool that I can give Melodic all 25 at once. So boom, here we go. Boom, that's done. Let's go look back at her. It's almost off the charts. And you can kind of see it. It's very like same colory, that it's that big orange thing going to the top. Now when it's actually done, it will be blue. So we're gonna go back to Route 1. I should only have to kill 2 more squirrels. The only thing that I'm not 100% on is if it spreads to each Pokemon through EXP shares. So just to be safe here, I'm gonna box all my other ones. All right, that's Squirrel 1 and Squirrel 2. Now I made another mistake. It's only blue when it's fully done. But you can see the HP is sparkling, which means that the HP is finished. Now let's do special attack. Now I'm looking for special attack, so I'll use this same thing, sarahb.net, your best friend. Special attack, they say that the Ghastlies give it, and it's at the Watchtower Ruins, so that's where I'm gonna go. All right, just kill 2 Ghastlies. As you can see, the special attack is glimmering, and so is the HP. Now for me, the last stat that I think I would go into is gonna be obviously not attack, but special defense, or speed. I'm not gonna go with defense because I would like her to go against special attackers if I can. So I'm just gonna go with the speed. Alright, finally done. As you can see now, the bar has turned blue, letting me know that I am done with my Melodic. The last thing I probably have to do is give it Dynamax candy, just in case if I want to Dynamax it that it gets the maximum amount of health. I'm pretty much done here. The only thing is that I need to switch to nature, but as you guys saw, I don't have enough BP to do that. And I obviously need to change its moves, which are going to all be TMs and TRs. And that's it. It might have seemed like a long time, but it's quicker once you really know what you're doing. If you mess up, or let's say if you realize, oh god, somebody made a YouTube video and made this build seem really crazy, but instead of special attack, you need to do speed. So you gotta lower all your special attack. Now each berry does 10 at a time, so you would just use it and then give it to the Pokemon. I'm not gonna do it on them, but you can see here, and then you could just, you know, do the same math that we did to calculate how many vitamins. Take it all off, and then you can go for the stat that you want by the process that we already had stated before. And that's pretty much it, 0 to hero. Depending on how you feel like doing it, like I said, I think for as far as the EVs, I think the money thing is the best thing to do. If you are going to be spamming the dens in any way, shape, or form, please do it offline and not mess around with the raid community. That I actually love that about the game, but it is easily ruined by people doing that. So just make sure you're offline when you are doing that. I need to do that, it seems like, for money. I won't do it for the raids or anything like that. Yeah, who am I kidding? I'll do it for that too, but I'm gonna do it offline, okay? If you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask. If you guys have any suggestions or anything that I missed, this is my first Pokemon guide of Benny, so I might have missed out on something. I might have said something incorrectly. Feel free to correct me. I don't want to give out misinformation on purpose. And battles will be coming. Individual Pokemon guides will be coming. Everything will be coming. And what's also coming is my outro. Just remember that every day at the casino is your lucky day, and I will see you guys in the next video. With the webcam, by the way. I'm setting that up. I got a green screen. I'm not lying. It's just I don't got the lights ready. Okay? Don't mind the detergent either. I'm cleaning. Leave me alone. Please. Peace.